Hello everybody, my name is Hariko and welcome to another Stormgate Esports recap. It is the dawn of the final day. Stormgate Early Access preview is kicking off in 24 hours. That is the period of time for those that have backed the game through Kickstarter or Indiegogo. They were a playtester before or bought one of the Steam bundles that are available right now. If you are one of those players, you will have access to the game tomorrow at 11 a.m. PST, so that is Pacific time. If you're not one of those players, you will have access on August 13th, but that's okay. It's still free to play and all of those things. So, what are we looking forward to in the next week and actually in the next couple of weeks? I won't get into too much detail because it is quite a few weeks out, but we have a ton of events that are happening. First and foremost, you're gonna notice here in the calendar that we have an event that is to be announced tomorrow. I don't know if it's gonna be announced before tomorrow or it's gonna be coming in hot tomorrow, but it is gonna be happening. I cannot give information on it, even though that I know what it is. Just simply know that something is gonna be happening this week. I'm gonna be talking about it next week. We also have the Tasteless Showdown coming up this weekend, and that is going to be a very exciting invitational. We're going to look at the format and the initial matches in just a few moments. We also have the Alpha Navigators Cup 14. That is one of the 3 weekly Alpha Navigators Cups that are going to be happening before the Alpha Navigators Cup Season 1 Last Chance Qualifiers and Finals. There has also been an announcement of the Czech Star 4. So Czech Star is a tournament that has been happening over the course of the playtesting sessions for Czech and Slovakian players. And they are having their 4th edition, so of course is landing on here. I don't know if there's going to be a 5th one a little bit later on the year, but we have a 4th one, and we're also going to be checking out the details for that one. There are a couple of other unannounced events yet. But I'll talk about them once they are announced in the week that they are announced. Another little bit of housekeeping for everybody who really enjoys Stormgate tournaments. You may know from the Stormgate Tournament Collective that there was a section in the Discord dedicated to people that wanted to publish their tournaments in a forum setting so that they could always look at it and stuff like that. Well, you should be happy because that section has now been moved to the official Discord. So in the official Stormgate Discord, you are going to be able to go down into the tournament channels, and inside tournament discussion, you're going to see all of the tournaments that are going to be happening there. If you posted a tournament in the SGTC forum section, go ahead and repost it in the official Discord. So this is going to be fantastic. This is going to get tournaments into the eyes of a lot more players, and it should also make communication between a bunch of organizers a lot easier. The SGTC is still active. I'm still going to be around there and promoting tournaments, talking about tournaments and stuff like that, but thankfully one of the most important things, which is to give visibility to tournaments, is now part of the official Discord. So let's go ahead and jump into the first competition this week, and that is the Tasteless Showdown. We now have a bracket. We know that it is going to be 8 invited players. They're going to be playing offline in Seoul, inside a studio, and Tasteless drew the bracket a few days ago. He actually did it at the end of his stream, and it was a little bit weird because he had like paper things. It was very funny. But anyway, he drew the first few matches of the day. So we know these are the starting matches, and we know it is a double elimination bracket, but we don't have a lot more details past that. We don't know if it is best of 3s, best of 5s, those sorts of things. I'm guessing that we're gonna get more information this week. So as always, stay in tune with the Wikipedia, and you can find links to everything that I'm talking about down in the description. So we have Eliezer versus Sparting. This is a pretty interesting matchup. I don't think they have played against each other before. If they have, it would have been on the EGC Open, but I don't think they were on the same side of the bracket. So this is a pretty exciting matchup between 2 players that should be very interesting. I know that Parting is being listed as Infernal right here, but but he might actually be playing Celestials. I don't know if he's going to be fully swapping to a different faction come early access, or if he's going to return from Celestials to be an Infernal player once again. The next matchup is Theory versus Miggy. I know nothing about Miggy, so I wouldn't be able to tell you the first thing about him. I don't know what faction they play. I only know what has been posted, so we'll have to check it out and see how that match turns up. Obviously, Theory, he won the Season 0 finals for the Alpha Navigators Cup. Very good player. Infernals were a little weaker on the Frigate playtest, so I don't know if that is going to translate a little bit to early access, or if Infernals are going to be on a pretty balanced situation and they're going to be able to come out ahead on any matchup. The other match is Kiwian versus Clem, or Kiwian/Top. He is kind of using both. I don't know if he's fully switching one to the other. Clem played Vanguard and played it really well when we saw him on the AGC Open. He actually ended up qualifying, but I don't know if he's going to be able to come out here and have, you know, a resounding success. Kiwian has been playing for a bunch of playtests now, and he's always been a Vanguard player. He's always been a top-level player. So I'm wondering if Clem is going to be able to get out of a win on that one, or if it's going to be Kiwian and kind of advancing and then facing what I'm assuming is going to be Probe. I know that Probe has put a lot of time into getting better and better at Stormgate. In previous playtests, he's always been really good. He just hasn't had a lot of visibility in terms of participating in tournaments, because there haven't been a lot of tournaments in his time zone, which is a detriment. He, you know, him playing on a European server in the middle of the morning is not really going to be that good to gauge his potential skill. Fair enough. I don't know anything about Nightmare. Nightmare could be an incredible sleeper hit here with whatever faction they choose to play. They are obviously a really good StarCraft 2 player, so they could go through the bracket really, really far. If I had to make a shot at the moon and say who the finalists are going to be, I think we're going to see a parting, maybe a parting Probe or a parting Kiwian finals. I think if Probe beats Kiwian on what would be the upper bracket semifinals, he would lose to Parting on an upper bracket finals and then kind of return through that lower bracket final. But I'm not entirely sure. There are some really good names here though, and it should be a pretty exciting showcase of hopefully the three factions in play. I don't imagine that we will have too few Celestials or too few Infernals or Vanguards. It seems like it should be pretty balanced overall. We also know that there is going to be a show match of some kind during some point of it. Again, Tasteless is not giving up any information to anybody, so I have no idea what's coming up. But he did mention that there would be a show match in between some matches. I have no idea. Maybe it'll be like a 2v2 showcase or something along those lines. There is the Alpha Navigators Cup Season 1 finals coming up, so all of the TANC's weeklies up until the finals is here. There is a last chance qualifier, so even if you didn't play in any of the previous weeklies, you still have an opportunity to try to qualify. But at the moment, it is just the weekly. You get 50 points for winning it. Everybody's welcome to sign up, no matter the skill level. There is a Swiss stage, and then the top 8 face it on a single elimination bracket for the end. We're still waiting on the map pool for the early access. That way we can come up with, you know, a drafting system, things like that. There is the bracket standings, but we're not going to care too much of this. We're still 3 weeks out, like 5 weeks out from that, so that's fine. A competition that is open for signups right now is the Czech Stars. So again, this is a regional essentially for those in Czechia or Slovakia. You can sign up. There are about $100 up for prizes for the top 2. If enough people sign up, there is a pretty sizable group stage where you're going to be able to play multiple matches. And this is one of the reasons why they have so many days on the calendar, because you're free to choose which dates you want to play on. You basically agree with your opponents as to when you're going to play that. So if you're from the region and you want to play a little bit, I would say go for it. Like I said, this is the 4th edition. There's been 3 editions prior to this, so definitely check them out. It is also open broadcast, so if you're planning to broadcast on English, on Spanish, on some other language outside of Czech, you can go ahead and contact KRAS, the main admin, and they'll give you access to the information that you need to be able to cast those matches. And the final tournament that has been announced and that has open registration right now is the Aureil, I believe that's how it's said, sorry if it's not, Stormgate Tournament. So this is being put together by a Polish host and admin, and we'll see how that turns out in a couple of weeks' time. It is not immediately after the early access preview. It's actually on the 22nd and 23rd of August, so that is a little bit far away. We're gonna talk about it here, maybe touch on it next week, but not a whole lot more. It is a very simple single elimination bracket, and there are already a number of people who have signed up. I believe it must be up to 26 now that have joined up the bracket. Obviously seating is not done, and they'll be competing here, so definitely throw your name into the ring. It's $1,000 up for grabs and pays out up to the top 8. So of course it's a really good opportunity, and I also believe it is open casting, so you can go ahead and sign up and ask to be one of the casters. I actually have to update that on the tournament calendar, but you can definitely do that and enjoy the event. So hopefully this is all the information that is going to come out for now. I am recording this at the very last minute before I send out the video, because I think at some point somebody's going to announce something, but if they do, it is going to come out next week. We're also going to talk about some of the results of the tournaments that we're going to be seeing, like the TastelessTV Showdown and TANC, and maybe I'll even include a couple of very short interviews with some of the players that participated, maybe some of the winners, if I get the opportunity to do so. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. We finally are going to be able to play Stormgate. And if you want to see me either play Stormgate or see my broadcast of the Alpha Navigators Cup or some of the co-streaming events that I'm going to be doing over the next few months, then all of the links are in the description. But thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful week.